Hey guys, well, as you can see by the thumbnail, we're going to try something just a little bit different today. Before we start, I want to thank everybody that's purchased any of my merch, whether it's t-shirts, fishing log books, phone cases, or whatever. There'll be a link in the description to this t-shirt and also a link to my website that handles all the merch. All right, let's get on. First, I'm not going to take credit for this idea. I was at a Facebook buy, sell, trade group looking at stuff, and I saw a guy selling fishing lures that looked like this. I thought, that's a neat idea. Let's see if we can try that. Now, we're going to do two of them. A DT6, and I got an S-Crank. The reason I'm doing two. First, I started out the DT6 because if you saw my video on where I get my fishing lure blanks, I mentioned I got this DT6 off Amazon, and it was almost impossible to get it to run true. I tried it, I gave a few to another guy, he and I both tried, and this thing kept going left and right, wouldn't run true, so I figured, what do I have to waste? But then I thought, I don't know how to do this. So I'm thinking there's two ways to do it. So I thought, okay, let's do two of them at the exact same time, using two different methods. But just in case it works, I want one I know I can fish with. So I'm doing one with an S-Crank, I'm doing one with a DT6, and we're going to take that, and we're going to take a skirt, and we're going to put them together. Let's go over the workbench, and I'll show you how we get started. All right, first thing we need to worry about is what type of skirt. There's usually two you find on the market. You'll see this long, flat one. I purchased these from like Lure Parts Online. I have seen these at Bass Pro Shop. So you can just go into a Bass Pro Shop and buy them or online. Then we have the skirt that's usually designed, they're all for a jig or a chatterbait, but this one with the rubber collar has been set so it'll automatically do that. You just can't get this one to lay out that way. You don't want this skirt. Great for a jig, great for a chatterbait. It's not going to work here. You want a long, straight one like this. Next, a lot of times this rubber ring is not in the center. It's off to the side. I think they're figuring once you put it up like that, it's going to kind of even itself out. So what you need to do is just slide it down a little. There we go. Slide it down, put it out in the middle, and then we're ready to go from there. All right, now what we do is we put some masking tape or painter's tape on here. I stayed about a 1/4 inch down from the collar. And this is sometimes can be a little tricky to do, is to get everything in the right place, but basically just roll it around. Hopefully I have this the camera where you can see it. Kind of hard to look at the camera and look at this at the same time to tell if I'm doing anything right. And just keep twisting it around. And you want tape down here at the end passed. Alright, there we go. We've got tape on both sides. Should hold it in place. Now let's work on the blanks. Alright, most of our blanks will have a lateral line. Middle of the lure, they'll have one of those. I try to hit on the lateral line if I can. Front to back, hey, we're just trying something new. I have no idea what's right or what works. Should be about a 1/4 inch bit is I think what I'm using here. There we are. Got a hole in that one. Might as well do them both right away. Get it in the right spot. There we go. And we're good on that one. All right, now comes the interesting part. Now, got this. Got to put that in there. Here's where I decided to do two. What's better? Should I paint it and then put the skirt on? Or should I put the skirt on and then paint it? So I decided let's do it both ways. We're going to do one with the skirt in. We're going to do one without the skirt. We'll see if one works better than the other. Alright, now we're going to take this and just kind of keep twisting this down. I want to kind of keep twisting it smaller because I didn't want to drill the hole any bigger than I had to. Going to try it the same direction we twisted. Try to keep turning it, twisting and pushing. Should be able to get enough of that out of there in a bit. Hopefully. Got this where you can see it, guys? I don't know. We're going to keep working at this if our tape doesn't split on me. Alright, I'll keep working on this. I'll let you see it when I'm done. Alright, got it that far through, and as you can see, it's not might be use a little bit tougher tape. This stuff tears so easy. Maybe a tougher tape would help here as long as you can get it off. I'll have to retape some of that before I paint it. But we are down to the rubber collar. So what we need to do now is take a toothpick or something, and I think you can just go around the edge here and slowly work that rubber collar down inside of it. It's going to be a tight fit. It isn't going to be easy. Maybe you got another tool that would be better than this. I don't happen to have anything around here. But just push that. There we go. Get it started in there. Once you get it done, just work your way around the edge. I'll tell you, it's not easy to get in, but it seems like once you pop it, get it started, just work your way around. There we go. Now we're getting it in there. There we go. Get it all the way in. There, popped it in. Now, there we go. Little beat up on this side from getting it in, but we will retape this side. And now, we're ready to put on some paint. Okay, we're going to get started. First, our base coat, Createx Opaque White for the base coat. And I said this one's going to be a little bit different. This one's got a set of wings out there. And I'm not sure which system's going to work here. I'm going to try a couple different systems on this, because this is a big experiment. You're going to see it firsthand. Unless, of course, this doesn't work, and then you'll never see this. So if you're seeing this, it worked. How's that? All right, got our base coat of white on. That's good enough for that. When I clean up, we'll get ready for some colors. All right, for the belly on this lure, Createx Sunrise Yellow. Createx Sunrise Yellow. We're just going to go right up the belly with it. That's it. That's all I want. It's just on the belly. Now we'll move on. All right, for the main body, Createx Pearlized Lime. We'll use that for the entire body. Got to work around our wings just a little bit. Kind of similar to working around the clips when we're putting on a wrap. Oh, I'd hate to think doing a wrap and wings at the same time. Woo. All right. There we go. That's not bad. Let me clean up. I got one more color. All right. For our last color, Createx Pearlized Pearl Green. And basically, we're going to just shoot that right down the back. Might put a little bit around the eyes there. Careful on the eyes, you don't go too far back in the body. Try to stay more on the bill. That's good enough. Alright. Got our sunrise yellow, our lime, our green. It's time to do something about that hole. Well, there we go, guys. We're all painted up. I put the two-piece top coat on while the skirts were still taped, so I would not get any top coat on that. And let me discuss a little something important about that with you. As I said, the tape was still on here. I got my two-piece top coat. I used the Bob Smith Industries 30-minute slow cure epoxy that I've always used in the others. Now what I did, got it all on here, then I took a toothpick and I just dipped it in the Bob Smith, and I'd start poking it through here. I would start poking it down inside, going back and forth, dipping it in and going again, trying to get as much top coat down inside there because we needed to make sure this is going to be waterproof. So I did that. Upon taking the tape off later, I found that it was easy to just take a thumbnail or something and you could almost scrape that down. It would just be paper thin and you could scrape it down with your thumbnail to break off any of the top coat that was still on the rubber there. As far as doing it which way, I got one small defect right here. I must have chipped that while I was trying to get the skirt in. I would have to say, one way or the other, I would probably go this route with the tape on it and paint it so you don't have to struggle trying to get that in after you've painted it. Now, our next important step, is it waterproof? All right, so I took this, I put it in a bowl of water, and I put a weight on it, and I let it sit in there for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, I took it out, no water inside, it was waterproof. Just make sure you try to get some of it up inside here to plug that off. But the next step is going to be, what happens when you take it to the lake? Is it really going to swim right? Well, there's only one way you can find that out. You take it to the lake.
All right, guys. There's only one way to test this thing, is put it in the water. It is 10 degrees out here. The wind chill is 10 below. Oh yeah, all right. It runs straight. I hope nobody expects I'm going to catch a fish out here. But it does work. Runs good, runs straight. I can get a little extra feel out of it, and I'm sure that's going to be the skirt that's on it. And I'm going to bet you that's about the last cast I'm going to make because my line is freezing up at the end. All right, it works. Let's go back where it's warmer. I'll explain the hooks that I'm using.
All right, what kind of hooks are going to put on these? In both cases, I used a number 4 on the front because that's what I'd normally put for that size of lure. I happen to have some double hooks. I don't even know why I bought these things. I picked them up Lure Parts online. It's a VMC 9908 double hook bronze from Lure Parts online. I got some and I'm sure glad I did. I don't even need a split ring. They go straight on. And worked out really well with that double hook. I think that'll work out well. Another nice thing, when it comes to the DT6, the one that I could never get to run true, well, guess what? Put a set of wings on this thing, and it comes back to you straight every time. Now, will we lose some depth with this? Will they not go as deep as they're supposed to? That's highly possible. I'm not really sure. But there we go, guys. Lime green with wings. That was kind of fun to do. Thanks for sticking with me. Subscribe to the channel if you would. Hope to see you again real soon.